Hello! So here I am in the forest just outside Vorupør. Today I'm gonna do a little day trip along the Panoramaroute 411 here in Thy. I think it'll be a nice little trip, and I'm also kind of using it as a test trip for a longer bikepacking trip that I'm planning. There's a few things I want to know. First of all, this Panoramaroute will allow me to scout out a little bit of the route that I'm planning to do, which would be about 200 kilometers. Today we're doing about 35. But I want to test out a few things about my setup. First off, I do not have a gravel bike, and there will be gravel involved. So let's see here, we have 28 middle tires, a bit small for that. And also I don't have front fork mounts for bottles, so I've just taped them with electrical tape onto here, which was a tip I saw on YouTube. That should work, but I don't know if it'll be strong enough. If not, I've got some duct tape that I can repair it with. Other than that, the route is loaded up on the Garmin. Let's turn that on, and then we are pretty much set to go. So yeah, let me get you situated right up front, like so. And let's see if we can get you somewhat level with the horizon, something like that. And into navigation we go. Of course, Panoramaroutes. Of course, I'll leave a link for the actual route in the description, where you can find the GPS data for this. So helmet on. Navigate to the beginning. Well, I am pretty much at the beginning, but that doesn't matter. So, probably set a little bit wrong. Let in my map view go. There we are. So let's see how this goes. Well, first off, I'm in the highest gear from the start. That's great. Start, so now I'm at the right spot apparently. It should be this way. Garmin hasn't got a good fix yet, so it seems a little bit confused about the direction. Yeah, this seems like the right way. Yeah, okay. So usually I just use this as a road bike. I've never been bikepegging on it. You can definitely feel the extra weight, but once you get up to speed, it's not bad. So yeah, spoke about the tires. There will be some gravel section on this. I'm kind of curious to see how bad they are. I mean, I've done gravel sections on even 25 mil tires before. As long as it's not too rough, it's not much of a problem. You just got to take it easy. But we'll see. It's part of the why I'm doing this today, is because I don't know how rough the gravel sections will actually be in this route. Okay, my heart rate is already getting up. Going in a bit too hot. This is supposed to be a nice little chill ride today, so let's just switch it down a notch and take it easy. Now, most of it is asphalt, paved roads, but there is about 10 kilometers out along the coast will be not even gravel roads, more like gravel paths. we'll see. But yeah, while we're going along here, I can just talk about what I'm planning to do in an upcoming video. So of course, hit the subscribe button if you want to see that. But the upcoming thing is I'm going to do a tour of Thy. Something I planned out myself, but it's about 200 kilometers, which I hope I can do in 2 days. But honestly, that's 100 kilometers per day, and I've honestly never gone that far. So it'll be interesting to see if I can actually do it. And of course, I need a bit more equipment on the bike to do that. A sleeping system, which I have tested, can just about fit on the front between the hoods. And then I can strap an extra bag to the top of the baggage carrier, so I'll have extra room for more stuff. I'll need a bit of extra clothes, and today I haven't brought like toothbrushes and all that personal hygiene stuff, because I plan to be back home in a few hours, 3 maybe. Probably gonna take it easy and just do a little coffee stop at some point along the route. But the long trip will be to, I'll start in Thisted and go all the way along the fjord down to the southern part of Thisted, cut across over to Aker, and follow the coastline all the way along the North Sea, all the way up to Bulgaria at the very, well, there's a bit of discussion if that's in Thy or not. It's right around where the border of Thy is considered to be. So, and then back to Thisted. Like I said, 200 kilometers. Yeah, I'm hoping to do it in 2 days. So 100 kilometers per day, a bit more. Probably more like 110 really. Considering I also need to go to and from shelters and shops and stuff. So yeah, I think it'll be a nice trip. And if I can't quite make it, I have planned it out so I can do it in 3 days instead, if it gets a bit too tough. Or, well, I live in Thisted, so regardless, I'll be close to home, so I'll just cut it short and go back home if something goes horribly wrong. Of course, here's the first turn towards Vorupør. I don't think we are going to quite get into Vorupør, as I remember. I just need to stop and check the brakes. My rear brake. Okay, so let me just try and show you what was going on here. So my rear brake down here, when I pull the brake lever, it didn't release. It does now, but it didn't before, and I didn't know why. But it turns out, now the routing on the cables on this bike is not hidden. So the rear brake cable goes right here, and then my top tube bag clamps onto that, and it was on too tight. So I've loosened it up, and hopefully it won't, now it can rock a little bit, but hopefully it won't come off, at least. Okay, so I think we're just gonna put you guys into time-lapse mode and get on with this. Put some kilometers in. So editor me here. So here was supposed to be a long clip of me arriving at a campsite where I would speak about the trip, how it's gone so far. There's just about 5-6 kilometers left at this point. But unfortunately, the audio in this clip is totally destroyed by wind noise. So let me just quickly summarize. The trip had gone well. The bike was holding up fine, even on the gravel pieces. Only issues was when I hit a few patches of sand here and there, but I think even if you're on a gravel bike, you would struggle in those. But it was literally just patches like 5-10 meters across, so not an issue at all. This campsite I'm at here is actually one that I plan to visit on my long tour later on. So I just wanted to scout it out and make myself a cup of coffee and just relax for a little bit and enjoy the nice weather. Yeah, like I said, the bike was holding up fine. I need to figure out the top tube bag. I think I'm simply gonna put the straps underneath the cable and that should fix it, I hope. And also, yeah, the extra equipment on the bike obviously adds a lot of weight, more than I'm used to. That's okay on the flats, you mostly notice it up the hills, but it also adds drag, and that's yeah, it kind of feels like there's like 2 meters per second extra wind or something than there really is all the time. I had done good pace. I'm not sure what it was exactly at this point, but the total trip pace ended up being 21.4 kilometers an hour, I think. Obviously, that's probably gonna drop a little bit when I add the extra equipment. Mainly my sleeping system is missing on this trip. Yeah, but otherwise, it's been a nice trip, and I'm hopeful for my long trip later on based on this experience. And yeah, let's get back to me out on the bike. So there we have it. We did 35.4 kilometers. Of course, this route went through Stenbjerg and especially Vorupør, probably where you want to make a stop if you don't want to go on a picnic in the forest. There's lots of options for eating and getting ice cream and shopping and whatever. I live in the area, so I really couldn't be bothered because right now it's peak tourist season, and I just couldn't be bothered with that. There's too many people. I can always come back because I don't live far from here, so it was a nice little ride. The bike held up. Also got a few things adjusted. There wasn't much issues. Look at the bottle holders down here. You can see that they started like here and then they kind of moved back, but it seems like they're settled in. But maybe I'll add a bit of duct tape to strengthen that. than that, it looks fine. Of course, the bike is heavier, more draggy than I'm used to, so I need to keep that in mind when calculating, you know, my speed. I didn't record my heart rate on this trip, but if I look at my watch here, which just does the usual daily tracking, topped out at 159, which was a little bit high, to be honest. If I am to do 100 kilometers a day with this speed, that's 4 or 5 hours. I'm trying to, probably looking at keeping it below 150. But it was okay. It was, I think it was in the first part was quite hilly. The last part was pretty much flat, so that obviously had something to do with it, and I can see my heart rate is quite a bit low in that section. So, but all in all, nice little trip. So Panoramaroute 411 right here through Stenbjerg, Vorupør, and parts of a beautiful national park here in Denmark. Yeah, I highly recommend it for a day trip. And if you're more into actual bike packing and overnighters, then hit the subscribe button, because I have one of those planned also around Thy and parts of the national park, but also other parts of Thy quite soon. That should be a 2 or 3 day trip, so 1 or 2 overnights, 1 or 2 nights. Yeah, but until next time, take care and have fun out there.